With the opportunity to work remotely and support a local NGO, we're on our way down to Panajachel, Guatemala. After several days of long, hot highway riding, we've gone in search of the ruins at El Sabinito, but it's a hard slog up into the hills.
We got quite the timeline that we're supposed to keep, and I thought this was going to be just off the highway, but El Sabinito is clearly further up this hill. This road just keeps getting worse and worse, so we're going to bug out, call it a day. It's been a hell of a stretch. Middle of the day now, so it's just scorching hot at 35 degrees or so. We're caked in mud here, trying to just cool off in the shade of this little butcher shop, which is next to the abarrotes.
The second half of the day is more hot highway riding. The scenery is beautiful, but the heat and the wind is really knotting up my hair. Is it a big knot?
56 kilometers to Tampico, and hopefully a hotel, cold shower, and then food.
The Plaza de Armas in Tampico. We spend a couple of hours exploring the historic downtown of Tampico and discover that it's full of unexpected dangers and booby traps.
Why don't they put something there?
The next morning, we set off for a short ride to El Tajín. We drove 250 kilometers today. We left early this morning and it was nice and cool. And then around 11 it started to get really hot and we still continued through it. We hadn't eaten breakfast, we didn't have enough water, we only stopped once and decided we would rush to get here so that we can see the ruins this afternoon and then leave tomorrow. And so now we haven't eaten anything and we've got big headaches.
Yeah, I would say we're small miserable right now. We're fighting over who's got a bigger headache.
Mine. Later this afternoon we'll go to El Tajín.
We say, sir, Tajín, but you say in Spanish Tajín, and means thunder. According to experts, Tajín was abandoned 500 years.
The 13 rabbits or what?
No, so that's what he's
Your name.
explaining.
That's what
And
it
they're
is?
just going with numbers.
Okay.
Exactly. Number
Yeah.
and sometimes element or sometimes
Or animal.
animal.
What can I be?
You could be
9 donkey?
9 donkey, for example. Yeah.
Our culture is Tuturacu, now we are Totonaco. I mean 3 herds. For us, our currency was the vanilla.
Like the vanilla
tobacco, vanilla beans. And the low class, they rested only 5 last day of the year.
And you said it's made of river stone, sandstone,
and stucco.
and stucco.
Exactly.
So how many do they think are inside here?
How many temples?
Yeah.
4. 3
Oh, really?
plus this. 4.
Inside each one. Does they build on top?
Exactly.
Really?
Now, these temples, did people ever go inside or you
Yeah.
go on top?
Yeah.
No, only the climb up.
You climb up. Okay.
Never.
So the very first one is solid inside?
In this place live the gods.
Mm-hmm.
After the wall live the high class.
Yeah.
And outside the low class.
That's right.
Remember, this like church, palaces, and palapas. High class Pushko, low class Tasaku. In the Tajín there are 20 ball courts. If you are the winner, you are going to be sacrificed.
If you're the winner.
The winner, sir. Why not the
That's
loser?
this one over
Because
there.
you want to
the
be
best
sacrificed.
is for our courts. Doesn't have calluses.
Uh-huh.
What does it mean?
So you haven't done anything.
Lazy, high class, professor, man.
Okay, let's see your hand, Jessica.
Calluses. Look, I'm worth it. Look,
So-
here, feel me. Like right here from the motorcycle there.
So she has very small calluses, callos muy pequeños.
We are going to check her calluses, but they, for the only the lady is the heel.
Oh, the heel.
Because the lady walk for the corn, for the
So
beans,
she needs
for
big
the
ones
water
here too.
sack.
Oh.
Exactly.
Like you have.
No, okay,
Yeah.
so you have to check los callos en el talón.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That means I've walked far. I'm good.
Exactly.
Ah, ok.
worth something.
Entonces ella vale muchísimo porque tiene patas de caballo.
Esa muchacha está guapa para el México prehispánico.
Day 6 takes us through the hills and back to the coast after several days inland. Our destination for our midday rest is Veracruz.
So we're at the Gran Café de la Parroquia in Veracruz, right by the water, which is a really famous coffee shop. They have franchises of this, like Starbucks, all over the country, and this is really famous. So this is what we came to Veracruz for. We're just gonna take an hour and a half or something. We're just gonna relax for a little while. Jess has already started with the text messaging, keeping up relations with our relations. So Jessica, it all happened so fast that we couldn't get it on film, but explain what happened.
So we came here because people told us, and Greg told me, that they do this special coffee and they make it in front of you, they prepare it in front of you. Because then he went back and he came back with this, with hot milk, steamed hot milk on the top. So I tasted it, and it just tasted like normal milk. I had no idea, and I was all disappointed because Greg told me that they prepare it in front of you. And then about 2 minutes later, a guy with a coffee pot came by, and he said, "Café?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And then he poured it in here, and now I have my coffee. So I guess that's how he prepares it.
And Jessica's response to me was, I was gonna say it didn't taste much like coffee. Mostly tasted like milk. So in the end you did get, but it wasn't really that much of a, I mean, they weren't like, you know, cooking Turkish coffee in front of you. They just come around with a coffee and they put it in and that's it.
So a little of a down.
Anti-climax? A little bit of a down, yeah.
The afternoon is another hot, lazy ride, but it's not without incident. Gregory, so tell us what happened here. What is that?
I had a gum incident.
What actually happened?
I take the gum out by like putting it on my gloved finger, and then I just kind of go like that and it flings off. Well, I thought that it, like this last time, that it flung off and it goes out that way. But I think the wind going around my windscreen kind of caught it and it just flung down into my lap. And I've been like basically sitting on the gum for the past, hour and a half, almost 2 hours of riding with the gum just baking in the sun. And now it's all here. And I got most of it off of my seat, but I'm gonna have to use some home remedies to deal with this. Just one more thing that you can make fun of me about.
In Minatitlan, Greg makes a new friend, and I would just love to take her with me. We had to stop in Villahermosa because my chain was dying.
We stopped at the Honda, and all they have are the really small chains for the 125cc. It turns out there's a Ducati dealership, and they have the chain that we need. So that's where we're headed now. Here it is. So we got a bunch of Kawasaki's as well. This is for the police department. So here's your bike. The bike weighs so much. Oh, es que pesa demasiado. That's the scale. Oh. So from 1 to 10, how bad is the chain?
It's bad.
A cuatro.
See? Here in the background, there are some dinosaur-like creatures, which actually are monkeys. We're in Penchen. It's right at the outside of the Palenque ruins, and we're having dinner at this nice little place in the selva.
Real backpacker haven. And sort of a hippy-dippy vibe.
And at 8 o'clock, there's going to be lunch. came by, and he was looking at people's shoes, and he looks down at Greg's shoes, and just walks away.